Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley.
And I'm Coach Jay.
And we're back. We are back with another episode of the film breakdown series. I know a lot of you diehards, a lot of you what Kaner calls everydayers. You everydayers, you ride or dies, you guys that are here for anything we do on this channel, you guys love this series. So we bring it for you, for every person that screams about clickbait. There are you diehard people that keep this thing driving forward. We love you guys. So this series is for you. It is for you everydayers. Today, we got an interesting one. We got an interesting one, Coach. We're talking about four-star defensive back Terion Grant, and he's committed to Purdue. So explain to the audience what's going through your mind, what's going through your head. Why are we breaking down the film on a Purdue commit?
Yeah, because I think we can pull him out of it. Tennessee offered him the day before he committed to Purdue, so we got in this fight a little bit late. But I think we can make it up. And with all the struggles we've had in our secondary, I think we're finally going to get back on track this year. And I think we're going to have an absolutely gigantic year at UT. And anyone in the state would be, insane not to come to UT. And, this kid has already said he's going to still take visits. So the door is wide open. And we all know a lot can happen out there on the recruiting trail. It is fluid. Commitments mean less and less nowadays. And if it's me and I'm picking between schools, I'm probably going to pick UT in front of Purdue. Maybe that's just me, but I think we got a shot at this kid, and he's kind of what we need. Look at that length. He's a lengthy cornerback. He's fast. He's a clutch football player. He's kind of got that clutch gene within him. He's got an edge to him. So maybe that's why UT was a little late to the party. They wanted to make sure they had a good evaluation and see if he would fit into the program, but they felt good enough about to him to offer. So let's see if we can get in the fight with him, because I think this kid could have something to offer UT.
You just unloaded a lot of interesting things because you can see there on the screen Terion Grant out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We talk about the importance of putting up the borders, locking down your state. In-state kid, we got to go get him. You also mentioned evaluations, because as I looked at Terion Grant and I searched all around the internet, everything about Tennessee and Grant was all about evaluations. Going back to 2023, a lot of people were asking on the general's quarters over there at VolQuest, AP, Matt Ray, what's going on? Are we recruiting Terion Grant? Are we interested? And it was always, they are waiting. They are evaluating. They are looking. You bring up the timing of the scholarship offer. That's a very interesting point too. So it kept going on and on and on about evaluations, and that's why we talk about stargazers, and I think all of us are probably guilty of it to some extent. Look, we get excited when you see a 5-star commits to Tennessee, or a 5-star is interested in Tennessee, but then we come back and we say, you've got to have a coaching staff that can evaluate talent, and they don't care what these kids are rated. They're going to evaluate the tape. They're going to evaluate the personality, the kid themselves. You mentioned he's got that little toeing the line there of how much of a dog he is. But you look at the rankings, right? On3 industry rankings, a top 50 guy, ranked 37th nationally. Now go down the list. On3, 81st. 247 Sports, 52nd. ESPN. Did they count? Can we take a black Sharpie and just mark that off the screen?
Yes.
Rivals, 36th. He is highly rated across the board. So is there something there that this coaching staff sees or knows that maybe the recruiting ranking services don't know, that we as fans don't know? After he committed, AP said Tennessee lightly recruited him. They lightly recruited him. Now, is it on the field or is it off the field? You laid out the softballs for me. On the field, this was coming, I think this was December. Yeah, I think it was in December. Battle Miami, huge 7-on-7 event in Florida. Andrew Ivins from 247 Sports was talking about some of the top competitors there. I think there was like 50 teams, maybe. It would be amazing if I actually did all my research and had everything ready. Sometimes I think something doesn't matter, but it's a huge 7-on-7 event. This is what Andrew Ivins said. He said that Terion Grant is similar to DJ Pickett. When was the last time you saw a top performers list with Purdue? up there. He's 6'3". He's got verified track speed. He was awesome in man coverage and really sticky. That's a great get for the Boilermakers down in Tennessee. Grant is a new age corner who can match and mirror larger wide receivers on the outside. He was serviceable in off man coverage, but really caught our eye when he got the green light to press, as he was all over his assignments, which in turn led to multiple pass breakups. So when I read that and I hear that, I start to get a little disappointed. But like you said, this thing may not be over. Let's jump into it and take a look at the film. But you guys know what to do if you're still with us this far. Hit that thumbs up. It's quick, free, easy. It does help this channel. If it's your first time on the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. Our saying here is we're not experts. We're not insiders. This channel is all about being for the fans, by the fans. But Coach Jay does work out on the West Coast. He's a high school coach. He comes on here. He breaks down the film. A lot of you guys dig it. Like I said, you everydayers love this series. You're grateful, as I am, for what Coach Jay does on this channel. So let's jump into it. Let's take a look at the film for Terion Grant. This is his 2023 season highlights. If you want to go to Huddle and check them out, let's take it away, Coach Jay. 122.
Sure. Yeah, and love the view, right? Awesome view. Love when I
I
can
love it.
watch football
Love
at
it.
this view. Yeah, absolutely great. We got a single back set. We have trips to our left. I believe that's trips anyways because Xavier didn't teach me math yesterday. So I believe that's trips to the left. Shout out X, love you. Um, Tarrion's going to be over the X wide receiver with the circle over him, obviously. We're going to get a little bit of a whip route, cool whip route out of the wide receiver here, where they kind of jut in like a slant and then whip out to the flat. But what we want to focus on right here, it's just the patience. Terrion has a lot of patience when he's in coverage. He has a lot of confidence in his speed and in his footwork, and it's a great thing. It can be used against you at times on a football field, and there are times where it does get used against him. But on plays like this, his patience bears fruit. We have a 3-3-5 look from the defense, just out of note, and he's going to be in man coverage. Boogie, if you want to go ahead and run it till this wide receiver gets to the goal line, just let's watch that patience. Let's watch him kind of maintain that inside leverage as the X wide receiver gets to him. Just a nice wide broad step. Takes that step with him, but notice it's an even step and he doesn't turn his shoulders. So once he puts that, I guess that would be his right foot, our left side if we're looking at it. When he puts that foot down, he can obviously explode off with the other side if the wide receiver goes to a whip route, or if he continues on a Seattle route in all dupes pattern and all slant pattern, he can follow him with the slants too. Or if he just sits down in the button hook, we can ride with that too. But let's go ahead and go ahead and play it. Watch how quickly he can pop out to that flat and how tight this coverage is. There's a lot of small gaps, small spaces in these type coverages, and he's physical too, right? We always talked about it in the Tamarian uh, film, how he could keep that hand on that wide receiver without committing PI. Terry, Mr. Grant is great at that. Almost got me, Boogie. Almost got me. Is great at that. Just keeping a hand on that, making sure that that guy doesn't slip away from us too much here. Right now, he's going to be at the top of the screen as we see. This is Deuce's pistol formation. By the way, can I just say this? I hate the space relationship between the running back and the quarterback. That is a recipe for kids tripping over each other and coaches throwing clipboards and all kinds of madness.
And the
Although the
Milton fumble,
coach,
was it? What was it? Was it the Florida game? It actually happened
yeah,
twice this year. Twice
yeah,
this year that happened.
yep. Although I guess if their coach throws the clipboard, he's going to have to pull it out of the back of his pants if you notice that in the
Mm.
sideline because he doesn't have it out. But that's neither here nor there.
Only
um,
right here on the film breakdown series
yeah,
do we go down these random tangents.
sorry. But we are going to get that opposite of the previous play, right? We're going to get that dupe Seattle play, all slants from I believe both sides of the field. I don't know if I was paying that much attention to the bottom side, but certainly from the top side, we're going to get that Seattle. And once again, good patience. He is playing face up about 5 yards off the ball, inside leverage. Let's see what we have here. Why don't we pause it, Boogie. Take me about 2-3 seconds in, and let's watch his back pedal. I believe we do get a bit of a back pedal out of him, and he's got a nice, short, tight, smooth back pedal. Bam, 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 bam. His feet are together, but he can widen out. Now, if you look at the space right here, it almost makes you a little bit uncomfortable, right? Like you want your cornerback to be a little tighter on that slant, but you also have to honor the corner fade right now. So it puts you in a bit of a precarious situation when the inside slot wide receiver is slanting with you as well, because it really leaves a lot of space to that corner of the end zone. And you have to watch that. That's why you're seeing such space, and this is where elite speed cornerbacks need to be able to close that space, duck in underneath, and make a play. And that's precisely what we're going to see. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Boogie, just that pack, duts in, gets to the inside, and I believe gets the ball out if I'm not mistaken. Maybe he doesn't, but closes the space really well. Yeah, incomplete. Really well right there and makes up ground. And notice another reason he gives up as much space as he does is he has help to his inside. He has no help to his outside, right? So, but great recovery, elite recovery out of Mr. Grant. Yeah, good stuff.
I'm playing NCAA in my head right now. If you're
Yeah,
let's change
yeah.
gears and
What are you doing right here?
you're
Yeah,
the
yeah.
offensive coordinator. Do you not want your quarterback looking at this play and okay, I got a whole lot of cushion out here. He snaps the ball. I don't know if it's an
Mm-hmm.
RPO or a play fake. It's like let that thing go right there. Why are we waiting till he's all the way across the field? Let it rip right there. NCAA football. We're picking up that first down. We're moving the chains, and then we're going to run the trap play coming up next.
Absolutely. And I just once again look at where the running back is. I just do not like that at all. I don't like him being in pistol. I want him side by side. That way you can adjust him to whichever side you need him. And if no one comes out, then you can release him, because what would be really deadly right here is with no pressure coming is if that running back went on a wheel route to the top side of the screen. I mean, that's six right there as well. So just kind of poor play design. We won't pick on this team, whoever it may be, too much. But yeah, there's multiple problems with the offensive scheme here, no doubt about it.
You talking about the wheel route, and I was doing this right here, but
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
doing it on StreamYard, so nobody could see it but me.
yeah.
Maybe that's what this series becomes. It becomes what would Boogie do on NCAA versus what the correct answer is from Coach Jay. Not really, but hey, we can have some fun. All right, 213.
213. Okay, yeah, we got it. What do we got here on the offense? We got double tight, single wing. Mr. Grant's going to be playing at the bottom of the screen, in phase, face up, all up in his grill, right? All up in his personal space. We all know from the Ricky Gibson, Jordan Matthews, and all those good breakdowns, we want to see a nice, violent punch out of Mr. Grant when this play starts. We do see physicality out of him, but I didn't get that violent first punch that we wanted. But if you can just give me that moment of that first contact with the wide receiver with the X, right? Just a hand. I want a punch there, right? I want him to know. Look how long he's 6'4". You know he's got length. Give me a nice solid punch out of him. He does kind of give him an inside arm to direct him to his outside, which is where he wants him to go. Boogie, if you want to take it to the mark after that punch, where the wide receiver gets to about the 35-yard line, he's currently sitting on the 40. Um, we'll watch him ride that. Nice, like still got a hand on him, and look how tight he's running with him. The play is actually going to break down at this point. Um, Give me just like a second or two, maybe more actually, Boogie. Just a tick more, right? Play's going to break down, but he's running right with him more and more. Give me another second or two. We'll just take this one nice and slow. He breaks off for that comeback route. The quarterback's going to start escaping. Now, right there, perfect pause point. We see that he's turned around right now, right, guys? He's looking towards the goalpost, and the wide receivers already start to break back to the quarterback, and this is in an oh crap moment when you're a cornerback, because the play is broken down, you can't plan for it. but watch how elite Mr. Grant is at getting back to the ball. Go ahead and watch the rest of this play, Boogie, and we'll watch him break back, right? Get a hand on the ball. When you watch this kid's whole film, he's an absolute pass breakup machine with that length and that speed. And he's a pretty elite wide receiver, by the way. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up playing wide receiver somewhere. A really elite, fast kid, and he's got that clutch gene at wide receiver, certainly.
So you're watching the tape, you're going through it, you see the physicality, you're talking about pass breakups, you hear Andrew Ivins mirror that off of something more recent, right? Going to December in the Battle Miami 7-on-7 tournament.
Hmm.
Is there anything when you, because look, guys, Coach Jay watches a lot of film to get ready for these. It's not like he just
Hmm.
randomly picks numbers. He watches all of the film and then he picks the plays he wants to come on here and talk about. So you've watched a lot of film. You talk about evaluation, and I get it. It could be something off the field that's the holdup for Tennessee. Is there anything on tape that you see that you don't like or is a question mark for Terion Grant?
Yeah, he can't get off a block. Just flat out. And hey, we all have stuff that we're not great at, right? So it's something that he's going to have to work on, that he's going to have to get better at. But if a running back or a wide receiver or, God forbid, an offensive lineman get their hands on him, he's lost almost 100% of the battles I've seen.
See
So
that, and
yeah.
that's what I love about Marcus Gorey. He gets off of
Mm,
blocks.
mm,
He's got the link that we're talking about here, but he gets
mhm.
off of blocks. He's not only good in the pass game, he's good defending the run too. Just side note, I love me some Marcus Gorey Jr. You guys
Mhm.
know that. All right, we're gonna take a look at a couple of more plays here from Terion Grant, Purdue commit. What do you guys think? Put it in the comments section. Would you try to flip him if you were Tennessee, or would you move on? 257, Coach.
Great question. Yeah. We got a single back again. Single back, single wing aces, which is single wide receiver to either side of the field. Offense is in tight, and the defense is kind of obliging here. Could be a 3-3-5 look, but it's almost kind of like an augmented 5-2 that can pop into a different defense. He's playing corner here. I do not like how he has his body turned right now. He does this several times in the film, and it drives me a little bit crazy. Because if you're an offense and you're watching this, certainly if you're Josh Heupel and you're watching a film like this, you're going to quick count this guy. And if you're moving quick on the ball like Tennessee likes to do, you're going to get caught out of position. You're going to have to swivel your hips back around. And if I'm running some kind of quick, bubble out to that wide receiver or something like that, you can get caught out of position. This kid at this high school might not be as big and bad as fast as you, but there are people at the college level that certainly will be. And with that said, I think it's something that can be fixed at the college level pretty quickly. And he resettles his feet on this play just fine. But if you want to just play it, pause it back at the 3 minute mark, and we'll talk about what we get. See, pops back out, backs up, right? Nice smooth back pedal right here. He's recognized run. And if you look at about we're going to call that what the God, I can't count now, 41-yard line. You see that blocker's kind of got that inside safety sealed in the middle of the field, in front of the ref. Yeah, right there. Thank you, Boogie. He's kind of got that sealed, and he's the only outside man remaining. He's going to fly up to make this tackle, and we're going to get a pretty damn good tackle out of him. We're going to get a nice breakdown. We're going to get, ass down, head up, wrap up, but we don't get knees to nuts, Boogie, because he
Hmm.
doesn't run through the tackle, which I don't like. But let's go ahead and take a look at his breakdown, because it is hard to make a tackle in open space like this, because if he doesn't make this tackle, this running back is busting it to the outside, and it's a house call 100% of the time. We see him break down right here. See how his legs are even together. He needs to step up with his dominant leg, split the legs, knees to nuts, ass down, head up, wrap up, pat on the ball. Instead, he plays catch. This is also where, a big physical back could possibly run you over if you do something like this, but he's able to finish it with a nice tackle here in open space. And I will always highlight any open space tackle when you get them, because they're exceedingly hard to make. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, not too shabby. Right here, obviously he's the cornerback on the top side of the field. we're going to get a motion fake jet sweep. They're actually going to run the halfback draw, so they're faking kind of that outside motion, so that they can run through the middle of the field and catch some linemen out of position here. Not a lot to talk about from a schematic point here, but if you kind of watch him, he'll start to boogie just like the first 2 seconds as he follows this man in motion just for a second or two. Yeah, he'll follow. So we know it's man coverage, right? He starts to follow him. They're going to run this snap. And this is a play, if I'm watching it, how we talked about the evaluation took a long time a minute ago, Boogie. And there's the very specific reason I'm highlighting this play is because if I'm watching this play and I'm trying to figure out, do I want this kid? Is he a fit? This is a play that kind of makes me go, he is a fit because he doesn't quit. This is a play that a million cornerbacks quit on in a million high school games around the country every year. But he chases this down, and we can go ahead and watch that, and then maybe just pause at the 356, 357 mark. He's going to follow, 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 follow. Right. So as he follows, that back breaks out to the outside and, like I said, a lot of backside corners quit on this. This is the moment he's a little too flat to take a good angle at this once you get a little further, but he's got elite speed, elite length. Go ahead and run it out, Boogie. And I'll tell you what I love the most about this play. Flat, readjust his angle, which I love, absolutely depletes the kid, right? And kind of makes a statement play where you can switch momentum there. The offense just had a big play, but you're able to make a big hit. And those are kind of the microcosms that happen within a game. Also, a thing I love, he does get the knees to nut, ass down, head up, wrap up call on that play. And I love it because this is a play where you see the cornerbacks make that stupid shoulder shiver tackle that we all got so mad at Kamal had in the Florida game. That weak sauce shoulder shiver. He doesn't bother with that. He actually forms up on the kid and does his job. So an awesome hustle play. The kid's got all the talent in the world. Um, can Tennessee get him in? Uh, can they switch him for Purdue? Uh, can they fill in some of the gaps of the game? If the answer is yes to those things, I think he could be an elite player for Tennessee. The proof's out there. Look how highly he's rated. He's got all those tools: speed, length, strength. He's just got to refine that game. But he's young, and I think he's going to have a huge senior year. And if Tennessee has a huge year, I think he's a kid that can be swayed, and I think a kid we can get at the boat.
Well, this is a unique one. Coach said I wanted to do a kid that's committed to Purdue. I was like, okay, well, this is your show, so that's what we're going to roll with. But I want you guys to now know to vote. Go to the chat. I want you guys to let your opinion be known. Do you think Tennessee should pursue Grant based on what you've seen here today? Or if you go and do a little extra homework, go watch the full film and then come back and let us know if you think Tennessee should push all in. It's going to be interesting. And, we talk all the time about culture. If he's not a fit for the culture, then you got to ride with Josh Heupel, right? So many times guys enter the portal and it's, well, go get them. Well, if they're not a fit, they're not a fit. So we can't praise Heupel for not or for building a culture and then criticize him for not taking certain guys. Again, does it matter what I think or coach thinks or you guys in the chat thinks in the grand scheme of things? What matters is what this coaching staff thinks. If their evaluations are on point, their development's on point, then we're going to just be we'll be just fine as Tennessee fans. But you guys jump in the comments. Let us know your thoughts. Who do you want next? Who should we break down next right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network? Smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. We would appreciate that. Think about hitting that join button just right down there somewhere, right below the video. Hit that join button. You can become a member of the channel. You get custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, a power T beside your name in the chat and in the comments. But you're keeping the lights on around here. We could not do this without you guys during the off season, so we appreciate that support. But that is going to do it for this one. For Coach Jay, my name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.